Welcome to the World Golf Hall of Fame and Museum's newest exhibit, Major Moments, celebrating the 4 men's major championships from each year. We highlight some of the key events that took place during that time. So come on in and let's take a look at some of these major moments. One of the most popular features of the new exhibit is, of course, our Masters leaderboard. Here we've placed the names and the scores of the low round of each one of the champions, and our guests have the opportunity to place their name at the top of the leaderboard. Shooting a fine round of a 63 is not bad at Augusta National. What we also added under each one of the names of the champions is a factoid about their low score and about their overall winning score for the Masters Championship. Continuing on with the Masters Championship, we have Gene Sarazen, that great victory in 1935 when he holed his second shot for a double eagle on the 15th hole to catch up to Craig Wood and go on to win in a playoff the next day. We know Ben Crenshaw in 1995 when he had an emotional time to play. His mentor, Harvey Penick, had passed away the week before. But Ben said somehow he felt the hand of Harvey on him when he played the Masters. And his wife said that the balls were taking Harvey bounces, which led him to go on to win the 1995 Masters Tournament. Who can forget Phil Mickelson's great 6-iron shot from the pine straw on the 13th hole? An unbelievable shot. This is the 6-iron that he used in 2010 to go on to win the Masters Tournament. Now we come to the U.S. Open Championship. And we have to start with the 1913 U.S. Open, won by a young amateur, Francis Ouimet, when he took on the world's first superstar, Harry Vardon. Here we have the scorecards to show just how tight that match was, and this young American winner goes on to put the U.S. Open on the map. Here we have Lloyd Mangrum, who won the first U.S. Open after World War II, a returning vet, wounded twice at the Battle of the Bulge and the D-Day landings. He goes on to win in 1946, the first U.S. Open after World War II. And in 1964, Ken Venturi, in a 36-hole final round in 110-degree weather, suffered it out, toiled it out, and won. In honor of that great victory on that day, Waterford Crystal created this one-of-a-kind replica of the U.S. Open trophy. We can never forget Johnny Miller's 63 in the final round of the U.S. Open in Oakmont in 1973. Here we have 2 of the clubs that he used to really start that round off that led him to that great victory in 1973. Now we come to the Open Championship, the oldest major in the world, started in 1860. And of course, the first trophy offered at that time was the Challenge Belt. Now the rule was if anybody won it 3 times in a row, they got to keep the belt. Well, young Tommy Morris did just that in 1870, and it now is his. After that, the Claret Jug came on board. We have to talk a little bit about Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer in 1960 won the Masters, he won the U.S. Open, and to be remembered in the history of golf, he came to Scotland to cement his legacy. Sadly, he didn't win at St. Andrews in 1960. He was pipped by Kel Nagle on the last. But he did win in 1961 and again in 1962. Now from there we come to the last men's major of the year, the PGA Championship, the last great hope to glory. And we celebrate Paul Runyon, who won 1934 and again in 1938. And of course, Sam Snead, 3-time winner of the PGA Championship. Here we have his side saddle putter and his famous little lunch pail. Jack Nicklaus, 5-time winner of the PGA Championship along with Walter Hagen, and Lanny Watkins. And here we show off his famous alligator boots. Here on display we have the trophies from the 4 men's major championships. We start with the first of the year, the Masters Trophy, the Clubhouse Trophy. First presented in 1993 to the winner, to Bernhard Langer. Same trophy that's presented each and every year. Then we have, of course, the second, the U.S. Open Trophy. Started in 1895 and in continuous use, except for the war years, since that time. Next, we come to the Claret Jug from the Open Championship, held each year since 1860. This was first introduced in 1871. And we have the Rodman Wanamaker Trophy for the PGA Championship. We're celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. Major moments. The history of the game lives on at the World Golf Hall of Fame and Museum.